Welcome back to my channel, and in this video we're going to be opening up illustration arts and SARs from Generation 6. We have 9 cards from Generation 6, and then we're also going to add a few leftover cards from other generations to fulfill this video. And let's not forget, the Pokemon of the day is Butterfree. Here's a clip of Butterfree from the original anime. Stay tuned and let's see what we have to open up. First off, as you can see, we have a new backboard for the fall season. So check out that. I really think it looks a lot better than the last few ones. So that'll be up there for the next 2 months. We're gonna get right into this with the first card. And it is from Pokémon in Alabama. Starting it off, we have 3 cards from Poke Academy. First one is Yveltal here. Yveltal is the legendary Y Pokemon from Generation 6. This card, when it first got released, it was around $5, but it got really popular out of a sudden, so now it's around a $15 card. But really, it's got a really nice background, and it kind of fits the theme of the dark and Halloween-y type season. So there's the first one, and then we have Heliolisk, kind of a basic Pokemon card. I mean, this one just got released in the most recent set. I believe it was Twilight Masquerade. But we have a Heliolisk in the background. Looks like he's probably yelling at this other guy. But there is a lizard Pokemon. And then thirdly, we have Pyroar, which is a lion. This is a really nice one. It's around another $5 card. But we see Pyroar laying on a tree branch right here. And there's really close down the bottom, there's like a female one and then some cubs, which is the pre-evolution right here. And that's what we have from Alabama. Again, at the end of this video, we'll put these in the binder and we'll see what they look like all together. So this next one is from Cheap Reliable Sales in Illinois. And for this next card, it also kind of fits the Halloween type theme here. And it's Noivern, which has been perceived as like a Batman type card. This one is from the set Evolving Skies. And really, you know, it looks like a really neat card. I just don't like how there's like a line right here. It almost looks like a print line that could be in it, but it's not. It's like a looming light, but you can see Noivern like it's like jumping basically off of a skyscraper and whatnot. This is a really nice one. There is a couple cards from Generation 6 that are alternate art cards. There's an Evolution that you'll get to see, which is probably the most expensive card for Generation 6. So like I said, there's only 9 cards from Generation 6 like this that have been released so far. It is one of the smaller generations. So let's put this one in a sleeve right now so it doesn't get... Again, before we put any of these cards into the binder, we will sleeve them. Make sure they're all safe and whatnot. So there's Noivern. The next card is from Mad Cards Florida in Florida. And here from Florida, we have 2 more cards for Generation 6 to add. First is Hoopa. This is when Hoopa gets all powerful, but here you can see Hoopa playing with some money and his arms are floating all over the place. This is from Crown Zenith. Really cheap one. It's rolling around $4 or $5 for an illustration or for a SAR. But you can see here that it's really thick on one side and thin on the other. But there is Hoopa. And next is a card that also looks really nice. This is Fletchinder, which is the second evolution right here for the Firebirds from Generation 6. Really popular line. There we can see it sitting next to a little fire, probably heating up before it evolves to the next Pokemon. So there is Fletchinder. And we're already halfway through Generation 6 for the cards that are released. This one is from someone named Fitzgerald in Wisconsin. And from Wisconsin, we have 2 more cards. So right here we have Aegis Slash. Interesting enough, this is the 3rd evolution of this Pokemon. But you can see here, it's like a sword and it's got some like relics, whatnot behind it. Really not a whole lot to the card, pretty basic. You would think they would have done a little more justice to a 3rd evolution type Pokemon. Yeah, so there is Aegis Slash. This next one is Clauncher. So you can see Clauncher right here sitting in the bottom of the ocean, not claunching. Well, he actually is claunching this seaweed. It's using the move Vice Grip. There is a Skirelp right there in the corner, featuring on the card. But overall, I mean, still not a bad card. For the next one, we actually have, I believe, the biggest card from this. Obviously, the bigger cards come in bigger mail. So this one's from Dominion in Tennessee. And the next card is Sylveon. So this is an alternate art card from Evolving Skies. As we can see, Sylveon right here, this card was around $80 or $90. So obviously the most expensive card for Generation 6. All the evolutions are basically like a premium for Pokemon cards. But Sylveon right here is dancing on someone's cake, their bakery right here, and just being all cheerful and whatnot. Take a good glimpse of that. It's really unique how the Generation 6 cards are kind of, you know, dark and gloomy, like the Halloween theme that we have going on, or the opposite, with being kind of fairy-like. So there is the Sylveon. We'll sleeve that up really quick. So there is Sylveon. So that is it for Generation 6 at this point. These are going to be special cards, not related to Generation 6, maybe a catch up from the other generations. But this one is from Mystic TCG in Missouri. We've gotten a few cards from them. And here we have a shiny Pokemon from Paldean Fates. So there is the shiny Gardevoir. As you can see, shiny Gardevoir is kind of got some blue to it. But this card is really nice. It was around $45, I believe, when I bought it. But we'll put this next to the regular alternate art Gardevoir, and we'll see the difference on how they look. So we'll add this one next to the other one, and it'll look real nice seeing them together. So there is Gardevoir all sleeved up. I believe these next ones are from a Shrouded Fable. So here is the abandoned supermarket in South Carolina. So let's see what this one is. And here we have one of the most coveted cards from Shrouded Fable, the Persian illustration art. This card was around $28. It goes right along with the Giovanni's card from 151, but you can see here Persian staring out the window of probably a skyscraper. As you can see the buildings in the background. But everyone knows that Persian is basically Giovanni's pet. And this is a really nice one. It's real dark and gloomy again. Fits really well with the theme for the backboard. But there is the Persian card. I will also sleeve this one up right away because it is very nice. So there is the Persian. If you didn't catch it already, Butterfree is the Pokemon of the day, and shout out to that bug. Next card we have here is Nadalin TCG in California. And the next card is Dusknoir, again, fitting right with the theme for Halloween and fall. So Dusknoir, again, another card from Shrouded Fable that was released recently. And we'll get to add this into the binder, although it's not next to the Dusclops from Generation 3. This one is from Generation 4. We'll get to add that in there and see how it looks with all of Generation 4. So this card, again, I think was around $16 or so. It's been falling since the set has been released. It's typically how these sets kind of go. But there is a nice little cartoon artwork of Dusknoir. And the last one for this opening is from Four Horsemen in West Virginia. And this is the last card for this opening. We have Timber, which is only around $1 or $2 with shipping. It was probably around $2. But there is Timber. We'll get to add that next to the Conquistador. You can see Timber here building a house with some construction workers. It's kind of what they've been known for basically, because each one, you can see Timber right here, he's got a log. And then he's got his second evolution right here, Girdier. He's got like a piece of metal, and they're kind of known for just like building. But we'll sleeve all of these cards up, and we'll add each one to the binder here in the next portion of the video. So here we go. And here we have our first binder. At the end of each of these added Pokemon, we will show the total of about how much it has cost for each one of these generations to this point. So the first card we're gonna add here is Persian. Persian is Pokemon number 53. So it is right before Psyduck right here in the Pokedex. And here we were gonna show the amount of money that was spent on Generation 1 so far. At one point, we will do a video showcasing each one of these cards in the binder just to see what they all look like to this point. But the next card that we're gonna add is our shiny Gardevoir. And here is our normal Gardevoir. So there is the shiny. So there you can see the normal versus the shiny Gardevoir. And we'll just add that in to the binder just like that. And that's it for the first binder. We officially have our second binder here. We're gonna first start with Dusknoir. Dusknoir there, you can see Dusknoir right next to its pre-evolution Dusclops. So, but it does not go in Generation 3. Dusknoir actually goes right here before Frostlass. So there is Dusknoir added, and we will show the value spent on Generation 4 so far. Oddly enough, I think Generation 1 and then Generation 4 are the most expensive to this point. And then next we're going to add Timber from Gen 5. Timber right here, close up. There is Timber. We're going to add it to before the Conquistador. And there is Timber. All right, moving on to Generation 6 now. So as you can see, we did add the Greninja here. I do not know if I'm gonna get the expensive Greninja that's from Twilight Masquerade. Right now, that card's sitting around 280 bucks, so I don't know if I actually wanna get that right now. This one is just from a collection box. So here I put a slip right here where the first card will be, and that is gonna be Fletchinder. And then next is gonna be right here. And that is gonna be Pyroar. Just one on each page so far for Generation 6. Here we have our next spot. And that's gonna be Aegislash. Our next slot will go here. And that is gonna be Clauncher. We do not have enough space in this second binder to fill up for Generation 6, so we'll just crunch it here at the end. This is the exact spot where Heloise will go, and then this is the exact spot for our Sylveon, which you can see right here. And we're almost at the end. We got 3 more to add. The Batman Noivern, which will go here. The legendary Yveltal. And then the Hoopa to complete Gen 6 for this current period. If there is any cards from Generation 6 that are coming out in the next 2 sets, I will show them here. But that is it for the second binder. That's gonna do it for this video. If you like this sort of content, please give me a like and subscribe. Again, shout out for Butterfree for being the Pokemon today. If you like me drawing these paintings, please let me know. If you like my backboard, please let me know. I think it's way better than the last ones, and I keep improving each one of these as well, keep getting better. Stay tuned. Our next video will be opening up a new Pokemon set, or I'm going to showcase each one of the cards from our collection so far as we build our binder of all illustration arts and SARs. I will be traveling to Africa again here at the end of next week, so I want to make it a quick video. Again, thank you all for watching, and stay tuned.